Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to convince your parents to let you buy a car. In this video, I will be going over 4 main things that allowed me to convince my parents to let me buy a car when I was younger. These things worked for me and they will likely work for you as well. Let's get right to it. Number 1 is payment, okay? If you're trying to convince your parents to let you buy a car, but you are asking them for money, whether it's a loan or to contribute to the car, it's not a good idea. It's probably not gonna work because you're not showing that you're ready. In order to be ready to buy a car, you need to have a good amount of money saved to cover the cost of the car, the maintenance of the car, the gas, and also the insurance. Now, the cost of the car is a one-time payment for the most part. If you're buying a car cash, if you're buying it outright, you get to buy it and it's a one-time payment. Insurance is usually paid monthly. Gas is usually purchased weekly. And maintenance is usually purchased on a, let's say, every 2 months or every 3 months, depending on what you need to get done to your car. So with that being said, work at a part-time job or a full-time job, whatever the situation is. Save your money and go to your parents when you have enough money. If you don't have enough money to buy the car, don't approach your parents yet and try to convince them to let you buy a car when you're not financially ready. Instead, save your money and approach your parents when you're ready financially to purchase a car. When you've done all of the calculations and you know how much it's going to cost you and you have that money. Go to your parents at that point. That's step number 1, payment. Step number 2, responsibility, okay? If you are trying to convince your parents to let you buy a car, that is a step towards freedom. And in order to have freedom, you need to have demonstrated responsibility first. So with that being said, make sure that you're doing your homework if you have homework, getting good grades if you're still in school, going to work as often as you can while still maintaining everything else, being just generally a good person, okay? Doing your household chores, doing extra household chores to sort of suck up to your parents and show them that you're extra responsible. Be a responsible person. The best thing that you can do is be responsible, because then you will gain your parents' trust and they will be more likely, one step closer, more likely to allow you to buy a car. So step number 1 was payment. Step number 2 is responsibility. Step number 3, use the car for good. So instead of, just using the car for yourself, you need to demonstrate a little bit of selflessness and tell them how you will be using the car for good. So what worked for me was my younger sister was in high school when I got my car, and I was actually still in high school towards the end of high school. So I told my parents that I would pick up my younger sister from high school every day and bring her home. So for my parents, that was like getting 2 things done with just 1 vehicle. I would be able to drive myself home, and I would also be able to get my sister and drive her home as well. So with that being said, I showed my parents that I was going to be using it for something other than myself. So if you have a sibling, maybe you want to tell your parents that you'll drive them to work or drive them to school sometimes. If you have a family member that needs a ride somewhere once a month or once a week, maybe you want to volunteer yourself for that ride to give them that drive to that place once a month or once a week. The point is that you have to demonstrate some selflessness and show your parents or tell your parents that you're going to be using this car for something other than the good of your own self. You want to use it for the good of others as well. So far we've gone over number 1, payment, number 2, responsibility, number 3, use the car for something good other than yourself. And last but not least, number 4, let your parents know everything about the car and the situation. So if you just say, listen up parents, I'm just gonna show up with the car tomorrow and this is the car that I'm gonna buy, they're likely not going to allow you to buy the car because they don't know everything about it. Parents wanna make sure that you're making a good decision. So they're gonna wanna make sure that they're gonna use their knowledge about car buying to actually look into your purchase and make sure that it's a decent deal. So with that being said, tell your parents the car that you're buying, the make and model. Show them the actual specific vehicle. Let them come and see it in person. Tell them whether or not it has any rust, dents, dings, or whether it's accident-free or if it's been in an accident, if there's anything that they should know about the vehicle. Show them the condition of the interior. Tell them everything that you know about the previous owner and what they did to maintain the car. Show them any maintenance receipts. Basically, tell them the price you're paying. Basically, tell them everything that you can tell them. keep them completely in the loop, in the know of what's going on. Because if they're knowledgeable and they see that you're getting a good vehicle that will last you a decent amount of time for a good price, they're more likely to actually say yes and allow you to buy the car. They're not gonna let you buy a bad deal. They're not gonna let you go through with the bad deal on a car. They're unlikely to allow you. So show them, prove to them that you're getting a good deal, that you're making a good educated decision. Show them that you've done your research, that you're knowledgeable, and that you're getting a good deal. You're not overpaying. And that's basically it. Those are the 4 things that will allow you to convince your parents to let you buy a car, okay? Those 4 things will definitely allow you to have the highest possible chance at convincing your parents to say yes to allow you to buy a car. And it's literally that simple. Once again, number 1 was payment. Number 2 was responsibility. Number 3, use the car for something good. And last but not least, number 4, keep your parents in the loop. Keep your parents in the know. And that's basically it. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more car videos like this. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.